Welcome back to Firefly Wrestling. My name is Nick, and I will be your guide for today. We have an action-packed episode ahead, plus we have quite a few achievements I'm hoping to tick off today. It is the 1st of January. This is episode 8 of our Grind for Greatness Challenge, where we have to take company from zero popularity, I think it was $100. It was $100. And basically every wrestler has 0 to very little popularity. The peak is like 30 for Hulk Hogan, and like 50 if you were a movie star like Roddy Piper. So yeah, very difficult challenge, but I think we are well on our way to completing it after 2 years. We did not get fired, and before I go through the yearly awards, we did get new goals. So our new owner goals is have 15k in the bank in 2 years. Getting above 0 was already a pain in the butt. I'm sure this will cause me immense pain. Basically, we've got to go plus 5,000 over each year for the next 2 years, which is actually very doable. It's just a bit daunting to go, oh, more financial goal. I was hoping it was like, get to the next size or something. That is fine. We also still can't hire anyone who's impactful or has a low reputation, but those actually don't really make any impactful. I'm funny. So, other than that, we've got a couple of people who are getting offers or whatever. We have the battle results, which we won. So that's 2 battles. I think we get our next achievement ticked off after we win 3 more. So hopefully in 3 months' time. And a few companies have spawned in. But let's quickly go through the yearly awards. We're really looking to try and see if we can get Company of the Year or Most Improved Company of the Year in order to get another achievement ticked off. Male Wrestler of the Year, I believe, goes to the same guy who won it last year. Selfish personality. Always great to see. But yeah, he is very, very good, especially the pro resu stuff and the technical stuff. 100 basics, 98 stamina. He is an amazing professional wrestler. Like, I mean, how much does he cost? Like, yeah, 600 per show. He's someone in the future I could see us bringing in just based on how good and how quality of matches he's putting on. If I just go to his... Oh, I don't think it's letting me. Our top 25 matches. Yeah. Like last year, he had a 74, 72, 72. Yeah, so I reckon this is probably going to be like one of the matches of the year contenders. Because we got a 70 to close out the year. But it's going to be just not enough, probably. Which is a shame. But the fact we got close is going to be good. Female Wrestler of the Year. Lola Gonzalez from Mexico. Company. Kansai Pro Wrestling. I think this is a new one, isn't it? No, it is from the start. Okay. Last year it was Kanto. This guy's Kanzi. They're actually not in as much debt as a lot of the other companies are in. And they're putting on like really solid shows. All like in the 60s range. Which is kind of where we're trying to get to. They do have a lot of titles they're defending though. Ooh, God. I don't think I have the mental capacity to book that many titles right now. As you'll see, I'm adding a new title in. And I've already lost mental capacity to track that title as well. Match of the year came at Flame Tests. If we go to show history, I'm sure we'll be able to find it. Flame Test happened in August. It was a 72. Oh, we were 2 points away from making it happen. That's a shame. But a 68 from Antonio Inoki and a 67 from Stan Hansen. Very good performances from both men. Let's get 2 guys. Hopefully we might be able to bring in one day. Show of the year. Going to Flame Test. 67. So... actually, no one has got above a 70 yet, which is actually the next like event grade we're going for another achievement. Male Young Wrestler, Kiri Maeda. I think, yeah, he won it last year as well. Clearly very good. His skills like don't look crazy to me, but like, I mean, the Pro Resu's probably doing a lot, and like the fundamental physicals probably doing a lot as well. 78 star quality. Yeah, he's clearly very good. And another guy, maybe we'll bring in one day. The issue is also that I don't need more heels. I have so many heels on the roster. Female Young Wrestler of the Year. Another Mexican wrestler, Irma Agulia. Haven't seen her before. Not great, but the quality of female wrestlers at this time was not very high. Male Veteran. Gypsy Joe. I think that's who it is. I'm going to get yelled at for that. I mean, looks solid. I think we've got guys who are better, but in fairness, we don't have any guys who are better who are 48. Yep, Fabulous Moolah wins it again. Most improved. Was it us? Oh, that's annoying. Snow Tiger Wrestling has done it. Then, they're up to 19 in Hokkaido. That's reasonable, but ouch. I thought we were going to get it this year. That's very annoying. We've got to get it a few more times for the achievements, so it's a shame. Male Independent. Yep. Female Independent. Yep, that's not going to change. Male Manager has gone to Gary Hart, who I assume might be part of the Hart family. But, might not be. He's not from Canada. Maybe we bring him in as, like, a microphone user for some sort of, like, Hart Foundry or Hart Dynasty kind of faction in the future. Female Manager, Wendy Richter. Male Play-by-Play, Jim Ross. Male Color, Dutch Mantel. Yep. Male Ref, Joe Higuchi. So we won nothing. Well, that's always wonderful to see, and always what I am looking for. I'm just going to quickly remove all these, because none of these matter. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, we go to our FFW Yearly Awards. Who won our awards? Because we can't win the international ones, apparently. Terry Funk won Male Wrestler of the Year. That's reasonable. Male Young Wrestler of the Year was me. I'm actually surprised. I think that's just purely based on match count and nothing else. Match of the Year. Yep, Santanico and Terry Funk at Crowning Glory to main event. Card of the Year, Crowning Glory. And then Referee of the Year, James Beard. Okay. That was a bit of a downer. I thought we were going to win a whole lot more awards this time. I thought that we had a great year. Either way, that's fine, because we still get to tick off a couple of achievements and kind of, progress a little bit more. As you can see, we are 3.43% of the way through this challenge. We're so close, guys. We'll zoom in slightly more. Well, I'm good at technology. We're so close, guys. This is going to be a long save. Okay. So, we get to tick off. We have been booking the company for 2 years now. Let's go. And if we go, we get achievement 404. Which will net us protege of anyone who's on the roster on the roster who's 10 years or more older than me. Okay. So who would be a good person to be the protege of? The first one that comes to mind immediately is, of course, Terry Funk. But the other one might be Jake Roberts, because we've got that great chemistry facing them. That is something I'm going to have to think on, and I will get done before the next show we have. That is really interesting. I think, Terry Funk's like the face of the company, so he's a great guy to have. But also, in this new Dark Watch faction, maybe Santanico becomes that mentor, and it makes a lot of sense that way. Either way, we shouldn't have that one ticked off. We should have this one ticked off. That is fun. Because we have completed that. That feels like that shouldn't be when you tick that off. But either way, that makes sense. We've completed a second year, so we are now technically allowed to own a company if we make our own company. Or if Bill Anderson tragically passes away or anything, we can own this company. Which is more what I think I'd be going for. We'll see if that ever comes up, but it's a good thing to have that as an unlocked achievement that we can go for. Unlocked thing we can do in the future. The one I really want to unlock is child promotions. That one feels like fairly important, especially as we get lots of younger wrestlers coming through as they generate. I don't know old wrestling enough to know when these guys debuted. Only one I really can think of is Shawn Michaels, I think, was 1984. Undertaker was somewhere around the same, I think. It was on that Survivor Series. But for that one, we get a 298. I really want these top ones. I think those are the ones that get you the self-improvement abilities. We get 1% championship prestige. I'll take that. That's pretty good. I'll put that in the world title again. Make that title mean a lot more. I mean, it's already turned Santanico into the most over person in the company besides Terry Funk. So that title definitely does a lot for people's popularity. So I'll try to, I'll add some prestige to that. And we can become the protege of somebody. If I quickly just go to a roster, we basically has to be 30 or more. they have to be 30 years old or more. So who actually is like an option? Minimum age 30. Okay, so these are the options we have. It could be Jack Armstrong. And unless he's got like natural trainer, that's not happening. No. Jim Brunzell. He's a new guy with Broden. Actually, should go over the roster in a second. Mike Sharp, who's already like a natural trainer. They're apolitical, professional, undemanding. Like, this is a great person, passes on knowledge. Mike Sharp could be perfect, and he's like pretty much exactly 10 years older. Skill-wise, the issue is we are a aerial flashy wrestler. And no one on the roster, I think, really does the aerial flashy stuff too much. Santanico does it a bit, but he's still more very technical, very brawling based. Scorpio, same. Terry. It's either Santanico or Terry Funk. It's one of these two. That is fine. Ooh, that's loud. If I quickly go through our roster now, we have 17-year-old Aero Flash, an amazing young Mexican wrestler who's also an aerial flashy wrestler, and will be in a tag team alongside the Firefly for now, because I think those two could put on a great show as our two like masked luchador tag team. Bill Anderson, the owner of the company, great face just to lose a bunch. He's got really good stats, or looks like he's got really great stats. Someone who does not put on good matches, but is a good referee, and maybe we'll keep him as a referee going forward. Also, decent business reputation. We have Bob Backlund, our technical masterclass, very solid. I haven't really used him a great deal, but I think he is someone we can definitely make use of. He should turn up in that search because he is quite good as well. Future manager, extremely old school, easy to do business with. Don't think he's quite the guy we want to have be the mentor, but isn't a bad one. We have signed Bobby Fulton as part of the Fantastics alongside Tommy Rogers, who was already part of the roster. If you can't tell, we're going to be adding a tag title into the company this episode, and I think we'll be crowning the first ever champions next episode. We also have brought in Brad Armstrong, who looks phenomenal. Like, that much blue, really like solid technical wrestler, decent psychology, decent experience. I'm really excited for him, only 20. I genuinely think he could be a major player in this company, and also a babyface, which we need. He's going to start in the tag team division because he's a tag team specialist. We have Bret Hart, probably the second biggest babyface in the company. He is very good. Can do great with, doesn't do great without a script. That's fine. Amazing babyface, amazing heel. Great wrestler. We have brought in Chris Adams as a easy kind of heel. I don't know. He looks solid. He might turn out to be really good. He might not. Doesn't really matter. Danny Davis, brought in to be a quick, easy face. Again, probably going to fill in a bit of a jobber role, but could still do the work. Looks okay-ish. See how he does. We have brought in Haku to be a tag partner for Samu as part of the Savages. I think Haku will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing like what he does with us. Again, like, I don't think he's going to like set the world alight, but he's 22, got a lot of time to improve and get better. Iceman is out the door, sadly. Even Putski is out the door, sadly. Jack Armstrong, 41-year-old. He's actually put on some decent matches, and we're going to keep him around for probably one last wave. I think this is probably his last like contract with us, but he's good enough. He does the job. It's again good like mid-card fodder kind of guy. Jake Roberts. Not on the same in-ring quality as a lot of other guys, but his storytelling and his build-up for matches is amazing. Someone who might actually end up being like moved into being on color or play-by-play in his future, depending on how he does it that. And he's got very good performance skills as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. We have got our referee, James Beard, also road agent as well. Jim Brunzell, a new guy we have signed. I think he's going to be in the tag team alongside Brad Armstrong. Very good basics. So again, I've brought a lot of guys who just look solid. Like, there's not anything about them like super stands out, but I think they could be very good, and that's just what we're looking for. We've got, I think, a 30-man roster, so it's just take a punch on a couple of these like other wrestlers. Are they good? Are they not? Doesn't really matter. Jim Neidhart we have brought in. He's going to be a tag team partner for Bret Hart, at least at the start. And he's coming from Japan. So he's our first wrestler we're bringing in from Japan. So we'll see how much that travel cost impacts us before we decide to bring any more ones in. Joshua is out the door, finally. This guy was terrible. I am confident that if I looked up all his stats, it would be 29, 43, 53, 39, 43. Like, it was bottom of the barrel on all of these. He was shocking. Kevin Von Erich is also out the door, which is purely a personality thing. His personality just wasn't amazing for what we were trying to do. He was pulling the locker room atmosphere down just a bit too much. So he's on his way out. Maybe we'll bring him and his brother back in for the tag division at one stage. But for now, I'm going to let them go do other companies and see how they do. We've brought in Manny Fernandez, who is actually really over in the Southwest, which is where we're based. He seems very mediocre. Still do put like a street fight on with Terry Funk or whatever when we need that. And it's something I'm going to use to try and put over a lot of the other younger wrestlers. We have Matt Bourne, who is probably only like backstage issue right now, but also crazy like physicals. Like, I think these are all actually quite high. Mental and primaries are pretty solid as well. He looks like he's quite a solid wrestler. Can do very good things. And is, I think, like one of our top 5 performers. We have Mike Sharp. He's just solid, and he's our trainer. Like, he puts on great matches with Terry Funk a lot of the time. He's a great guy to have in that mid-card heel role. Especially because we're moving Tully Blanchard into the tag division. He's probably going to take that Tully Blanchard role, with less complaints about losing all the time. Paul Orndorff never wrestled for us and is out the door because he is a terrible backstage personality. We then have brought in the Rock and Roll Express. Both look really, really good. I don't know which one's going to be better. I think they're both going to be about the same. I think Ricky Morton's slightly more over, so he'll do better for now. The Rock and Roll Express I am very excited for. Samu, as I said earlier, transitioning over to the tag division. He should be a great, great wrestler. He's already putting on amazing performances at the age of 18. Only other young guy who I think's at his level is like Aeroflash. Actually, the only 2 guys I think below 20 in the company as well. We have the world champion Santanico. He is doing amazing work with us. 88 prestige on the mask as well. Is pretty good, because eventually I do think we're going to be doing some like loser loses the mask matches in the future. But until then, he is very good. Actually, does he have he does have an unmasked version. That is cool. Well, we'll have to maybe use that one day. We have Scorpio, the 39-year-old Mexican wrestler. He's not as good as I thought he was going to be, but he's still pretty solid across the board. Puts on okay matches, and is just like going to be he's some guy who's getting all the pins for the Dark Watch, which also includes the Firefly as the 4th member, newly turned heel, 13 experience now, slowly going up, 2 respect, not great. But we are slowly improving bit by bit. And hopefully going to turn into a very, very good wrestler. Be able to put on a 100 rated match to close out a show. We have dropped 93 places in the world this year. So I do want to get him back in the top 100, because that's another achievement we can tick off. And that's a goal for next year, I think. We also brought in Stan Lane as part of the Heavenly Bodies with Tom Pritchard. Maybe Steve Curran will come in eventually. But he looks very solid, I think. It's again, one of those guys who says everything is good, so he should be able to fill a lot of roles in the company. Not very over, but will do great as another like heel tag team we're bringing in. And then Tom Pritchard works heel, very, very similar, slightly higher highs, slightly lower lows, but hopefully can do the job for us. Ranked top 500 in the world still. We then have Terry Funk, 16 year experience, 37-year-old, is just so good. 81 brawling, 83 hardcore. He is like the face of Firefly Wrestling. And he was even male Wrestler of the Year before the save started 6 years ago. 18 popularity is our highest, tied with Santanico. We also have the Barbarian, who's kind of a newer guy we've brought in. He's not actually like some tag team chemistry with Haku, but I preferred to like leave him in the singles division. I think actually, I don't know. No, sorry, I've moved him to tag with Tully Blanchard. I think that's a better pairing of the two. And they should be a lot of fun together. but Barbarian is doing amazing work. Maybe one day we'll even do a Barbarian and Firefly tag team, because I think they've got chemistry now. I think end of last episode, I said I was going to roll for who the Firefly gets his chemistry with from the last achievement we ticked off, and it was the Barbarian. So one day maybe that's a tag team that does get brought to pass. They're both pretty young guys right now, and could be kind of staples of that tag division in the future. Last two guys, Tommy Rogers, another 20-year-old. He's very, very good and got a lot of potential according to the game. And Telly Blanchard, the man who cannot handle losing for some reason, despite nothing's telling you that that's his issues. Either way, he's in the tag division now, so I don't have to deal with him. Oh, not as much, at least. What else? Okay, we also have the Power 500. Do we have any... What is the highest wrestler we have in the Power 500? If we go for works for Firefly Wrestling... No one? No one who works for Firefly Wrestling is in the top 500? That's wrong. Sure, one of our guys will be here, right? Actually, it's searching something. What is it trying to find? Okay, cool. Okay, Terry Funk is the 7th in the world. Average rating of 54. I mean, what do you need to get number 1? 52 for highest, 72. That's not too bad. Who's our next guy? Santanico at 14. Then we've kind of got a bit of a gap here, actually, which isn't amazing. Where's our next guy? Bob Backlund at 45. Then Bret Hart 51. But I am confident I can move this man into the top 10 man of the year. He just only puts on bangers. And if he's not, being sabotaged by other companies giving him bad matches, he will be just fine with us, I think. Most popular... I don't know who this is. They are probably a celebrity. Interesting. Roddy Piper, Jesse Ventura, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage. Where's our guys? Who's the most popular version of our guys? Come on. Bret Hart. Yeah, no, Bret Hart's fair. I'm happy to see Bret Hart there. Kurt Hennig is also up there. Someone I do want to sign eventually. He's just so expensive. Steamboat. Davey Boy Smith was actually on my shortlist, but again, just very expensive. Jake Roberts at 68. Yeah, we don't have very many super popular guys. I am learning. That's fine. I don't have to mind about that too much, I don't think. So I would say somewhat unsuccessful, I think. Didn't really get too much, which is a shame, but hey, we can't do much. Actually, I do need to check. Did my play character sneak into the bottom of this list? I doubt he has, but there's a chance. Yeah, no, my guy doesn't have an average popularity of 2 across the world. So yeah, nope, not yet, but hopefully we can get him up there. And I've got a way of trying to supercharge this and kind of cheat the system a little bit to make sure we get most improved company and get some crazy popularity gains on our wrestlers. The first one is we can sign a TV deal now. And I haven't done much TV deal stuff so far in this game. So I'm not sure how that's going to quite turn out. But, because I think I've always pretty much just built my own broadcaster, but we're not allowed to yet. So we kind of have to work out which broadcasters are willing to negotiate with us. And it'd be really fun to go through this way and just see until that doesn't go red, but that will take 5 years. So, we need... Okay, I believe one of the challenges does relate to, like... We do want to try and sign, I think, cable TV. Pay-per-view cable TV. So, cable pay-per-view. We search that. Any of these willing to sign for us? No. So, we don't. So, that is something that will have to happen in the future. So, we need coverage in the US. That's the big thing. We need United States coverage. We don't really care what size it is. And we want someone who's going to negotiate with us. Cool. So, why will no one negotiate with us? Okay. Actually, yeah, this isn't great. So, in the Southwest, What requirements have you not met? Our production values are too low. Okay, so we need semi-pro, hired pro, and local for KCRA TV. Okay. So this is another one. KL Class TV8, semi-pro and semi-pro. Okay. Interesting. I would like to get it across America if I can. So, like, yeah, this would be amazing for us, but I assume we're not going to be able to get that. No, we need 29 and 5 regions. That's not happening. Southwest, and this would give us a little bit in Hawaii as well. Because why not? We need 30. No, that's not going to work. That's fine. Medium, no. We're looking for very small, realistically. Like, this is probably even too high for us, right? Actually, we need 15 and 2 regions where this broadcaster airs. So we've got 15 in one. We need 15 in the other one, which I think is going to come in what we're planning to do. So I want to get US syndication as I think our TV channel, right? Would this let us? We need 10 in one. Actually, okay. I think I have a plan. So you kind of have to, like, you kind of want to scale these up, right? You need 25 in 2 regions. And what is this one? For small, you need 15 in 2 regions. Wait, what? It's the same company, isn't it? Isn't it the same company and this is, like, better coverage? Interesting. Okay, so US syndication, tiny. We can actually get if we upgrade our production values and we'll get us across America. But if we get 15 in 2 regions, we can get to small. So we need to work out whatever region we get to 15. And I think I know which one I want to get. I'm just going to check if any of these other ones are good enough for us. WGN, are they going to... No, that's not happening. Okay. This one goes into Mexico as well, actually. Okay. Let's see. Going to Mexico... Oh, we have to be based in Mexico. That's not... Okay. So, this is the one we want to sign. But what do we need... Where do we need... What size are we getting to? So, Mid-South is kind of the one that we're closest to getting to 15. The issue is the Mid-South I don't think actually benefits us much having that be very high. So, instead, I'm probably going to do something that's fairly stupid. Which is probably quite normal for me. We are going to, if I can find our events and TV, we're going to add a new event called FFW Elevation. This will be a numbered event. That is a 1-hour show that happens every month. It's going to be the 3rd Saturday of the month. And our first one will be on the 16th. So yes, we're going to be running 2 shows per month, which means kind of each episode I think will only contain 4 shows, or contain 2 months, but still the same 4 shows. And I'm looking at the time, realizing this episode is going to be forever. My apologies. I think all of this is fine, because we don't want to fix it to anywhere. But this is going to be taking place primarily in the Great Lakes, which is the kind of, I think, the idea. So we are going... next is number 1. Cool. So FFW Elevation will be our kind of like monthly show we're going to use to build the stuff. But it's going to also mean that we are going to show in the Great Lakes, which does allow us to kind of, get that Great Lakes up to hopefully 15 as soon as possible. If I quickly go to production. So we need... I forgot what I needed. Okay. Broadcasting. I'm a professional at this. Broadcasting. View all. Let me go down to here. So we need semi-pro local for production broadcast music. Doop, doop, doop. So live event doesn't actually matter. That's fine. Okay, so if you upgrade this, $500, $500 per month. Oh god. Okay, and 1,500. So we're going to be losing money for a while, I think, post this deal. Post this deal, we're going to be losing money temporarily. It's up to semi-pro, so we're gonna... Oh, okay. We can always scale down, but I think the short-term money loss is going to be worth it to get those popularity gains and get to the level we want to be. So I think I'm willing to take this risk. Upgrade again to semi-pro. $1,000 fee, $1,500 per month, $500 per night of shows. This TV deal better be making us a lot of money, I think. If not, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But okay, cool. So we've done that. This needs to be up to local. $250 per night of shows, that's fine. And then broadcast quality amateur. Upgrade semi-pro would just be $500 per night of shows. Okay. Ow. That hurts a lot. So, per night of shows, it's going to cost us $1,250 on production and then another $1,500 per month. So, if I do some very, very quick math, $4K per month. We made $2K last month. Plus the extra travel costs. That may have been a mistake. I am going to also start upgrading this because it will be beneficial eventually. I'm confident I'm going to regret that decision. Ooh, I'm having a lot of doubts now. I think we'll be fine. Okay, the last thing I think I've got to do with you guys before I go fill out the bonuses we got from the achievements is we get to add a new title. I didn't come up with a title design. I forgot to. I just search up tag. What belts do we have on option here? Things I probably should have considered prior to the video. Any of these look really cool? I'm sure if any of these are like standing out. I was thinking like you can't really see properly because like then it's not obvious it's not R1s. I'll probably change the belt for a design that like I get made, but until then. So is that Deathmatch Down Under? I've worked at their shows a couple of times now. Really cool company. If you're in Australia, highly recommend checking them out. Fun guys. That's FEW, but like it's so close you won't even notice. FFW tag team world championships. There we go. This is a tag team belt. Male holders, men's division. Make it a secondary title, I think. Title's considered an achievement, yeah. That is nice and easy. And what does that start at? It starts at 25. Okay, that's not too bad. Anyway, I'm going to quickly go book New Year's Ascension, and I'll get back to you at that show. So, let's run the intro, and I'll see you in a bit. It is the first show of the year. It is the 2nd of January, and we are here for New Year's Ascension. We have 5 matches on the card. Two quarterfinals for the Tag Team Championship match, Tag Team Championship tournament. A number 1 contenders match, which I haven't labeled as it, but it's Bob Backlund versus Chris Adams because I need a new number 1 contender for the world title. Well, I build up to the big, actual, real match. We have Terry Funk taking his anger out on somebody, and Santanico defending the world title against one of the hottest stars in the company, Kevin Von Erich, who's leaving. So I think you guys can guess how that match is going to end. But that is fine. I think we're all ready to start. Actually, I thought I would quickly run through the previous 2 New Year's Ascensions because I saw Spike Piledriver doing this and Anders doing this, and it was kind of cool. So last year's one was main evented by Terry Funk versus Mike Sharp. Look at the matches on here. 3 of these matches are the same as the one from the year prior. They went to being Jake Roberts versus Iceman, which main evented the other one. But we also had Terry Funk versus Mike Sharp being the best match on the card both times. And the promo being the best match both times. Or best segment both times. I doubt that's the case today, just because I think Bret Hart promo will be great. Don't think it's going to top Terry Funk versus Manny Fernandez or Santanico versus Kevin Von Erich. But I might be Beeson here, so we'll see what happens. As we start off the show, the Savages of Haku and Samu defeat Sudden Impact, Brad Armstrong and Jim Brunzell, when Haku submitted Jim Brunzell with the Asian Spike. Jim Brunzell 36, Brad Armstrong 44, not bad for his debut. Samu 41, Haku 36. Okay, so everyone kind of got decent middle of the road scores. No one really stood out being too bad or too weak. Gimmick changes, old school phase, unstable. Yep, that all sounds about right. Haku's one was awful, which is annoying, but everything else was pretty good. And a 46 opening up the show is not too bad. 39 for our technical submission match. Bob Backlund at 38, Chris Adams at 35. Bob Backlund will be the next #1 contender for the world title against Santanico in a match I might not even try and build up just because, well, it's going to happen. And then, yeah, Santanico's going to win. But they'll put on a good match, I think, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Crowd rating of 4 still not great, but these two guys aren't particularly over anyway. Then a 46 rated promo from Bret Hart, and he's going down to announce that he'll be in the tag team tournament alongside Jim Neidhart. And he announces his complete intent to become the first ever FFW double champion when he gets his revenge on Santanico from Heat of Battle and becomes the FFW world champion. He's already dispersed of Jake Roberts, so he's more than willing to go after Santanico and Terry Funk now. 38 for our tag team match. That's actually worse than I was expecting. I thought they would do slightly better than that, which is a bit of a shame. But that's not too bad. Pritchard and Stan Lee got a tag team specialist bonus. Not sure why the Rock and Roll Express didn't. But the Rock and Roll Express moves on after a double drop kick to Stan Lee secures them the victory. And they will face the Savages in the semi-final. 38 for Ricky Morton, 34 for Robert Gibson. Both kind of, being the best two. Stan Lee at 27 wasn't amazing, but that's fine. Shouldn't be used by a heel. That's fine. Ricky Morton's a face. Robert Gibson. Large penalty to charisma. Why? But he does sell more merchandise, which is good. Stan Lee. What? That's just a bad gimmick. Cool. Well, when you got swagger. Cool. Well, always what I want to see. Yep. Okay, and yeah, they've got tag team experience, so that's all fine. Second last match in the card. This is a Mayhem match, so we'll see how they do in how these two can do in a Mayhem match. They're both kind of hardcore wrestlers. Terry Funk got a 67. Yep. Manny Fernandez in the match that's kind of built for him didn't do great. Yeah, well, he's over and he can lose a bunch, so I can get my guys over a bit faster. That's fair. 49 segment rating. Actually, probably a fairly weak one for Terry Funk based on his recent performances. But then again, he's carrying a guy who got a 36. So, it's fair. Oh, that's a lot of red. It's all just comedy stuff, so that's fine. And yeah, you're not going to be booked to look dominant. So, that's a shame. I really hate booking dominant wrestlers, I'm learning. And then our main event, a 51 rated. It's again somewhat disappointing for like our recent main events. But, I mean, it's Kevin Von Erich. He got a 34. Santanico got a 58. And Santanico, with help from interference by Aeroflash, has retained the World Championship. And the Dark Watch is helping move into these matches to secure the wins for Santanico. That's definitely going to be an ongoing thing, I think. Kind of like, I think it's Hate and House of Torture in New Japan. Like the ones that kind of do that a lot as well. This guy I reckon will be probably 41. 49, okay. That's, show quality. I wasn't really concerned with the fact that, we probably have amazing show quality now because we've got all those production boosters. I didn't sign the broadcast deal, I'm realizing. Oh, I'm a fool. Okay, that's fine. I've got that. Address the locker room. Who should get a pat on the back for doing good losing? Brad Armstrong, because you were cool and I like you. And sure, Jim Brunzell. They both did good. Financial report, we lost $345. Not too bad, actually. So, with all those additional costs, and all the additional, bringing the workers in and flying the workers over, We've ended up losing 345 on a show. We'll be losing another, I think it was 1,500 on the month. I think we go positive this month, or somewhere close to, we'll go negative because the next show will be negative. But I actually think that's not too bad, all things considered. I mean, our post-show finances show it's not amazing, but it's not too bad, all things considered. So I'm okay with that. 21 in the Southwest now is great. 7 in the Mid-South. 5 going into Mexico. That's wonderful to see. Okay, I think I've got to be somewhat happy or content with how that show went. Another show above a 50. No, not above 50, a 49. So, pretty good, all things considered. Though we are still trying to target that 70 rated show, which feels very difficult right now. But maybe. Linda McMahon gave birth to probably Stephanie McMahon, I would have to assume. I don't think it's going to say, but I assume to Stephanie McMahon. That's cool. Highly moral. Highly moral. Yeah, that's funny. News Ascension. Awesome feedback. 300 fans. We sold out the building. And we're still outdoing bigger companies in the area. So that is great to see. Okay, let's go sign that deal quickly. Because I'm a fool. Yep, people are all leaving nice and quickly, which is good. Where is broadcasting? I've used it so many times now. You all broadcasters. Negotiate any... Negotiate. Okay, new deal for events and TV. Did that work? Oh, I've got to press this button. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, yeah. So, our big issue is, we need to work out how long we need the deal for. How long can we run? Okay, they only want to give us a 3-month deal. That's fine. We don't want that. We can put on consistent 40s. They don't want to offer us that time slot. Okay, they're happy with late night. I think I'm pretty happy with late night as well. 36 minimum show quality. I doubt we're going to be getting below 36 on any of the shows we're running. Not pay for anything. They would not pay for anything. Okay, they want exclusive rights. That's fine. How high can I bump this? Okay, so we can get 100% to the company. Okay. This feels very good. I'm very happy with these deals. Are we just not making any money off these guys? I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, we propose deal. We can sign that. That is good. Do we not make any money off them? Public terrestrial channel. I don't know what that is. How do I... Media broadcasting... Public broadcasters. They don't generate revenue at all. Damn. Okay, they build a fan base though, so that's all fine. We do want to start looking towards like commercial stuff in the future. But I'm pretty happy with that. I'm trying to think if there's any like other way we can find stuff. But in the meantime, I'm okay with having US syndication. Actually, one thing I should look up is getting a TV deal in Mexico. I doubt we're able to, because we just want really tiny. Okay, so yes, this is the one. We can't do this one because we have to be based in Mexico. Can we do this one? Because if we're not based in Mexico, we have to be based in Mexico. That's a shame. Don't need to worry about that then. 36 minimum show quality. We make no money at these shows, but it should at least give us good coverage across America. And I'm happy about that. Okay, we have elevation in 13 days. We're back to 7th in the world. We've kind of been bouncing around in the world recently. We have lost 3.1k, but a lot of that has been on production upgrades. So I'm not stressed about that right now. Yeah, okay, I think I've got everything in place. And I will see you at the first ever Elevation show. It is the first ever show of Elevation. It is our first ever show live streaming on TV all across America. So we've got to kick off our time on... I can't remember who our broadcaster is already. Whoever they are, we've got to kick off the time with them with a bang. Our main event includes Terry Funk versus Mike Sharp, a known banger every time it happens. We also have The Watchers, which is a tag team of Arrow Flash and The Firefly taking on the Fantastics. Ego Trip of the Barbarian and Tully Blanchard taking on Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart, because I think I forgot to make them a team. Santanico cuts a promo, and opening up the show is Matt Bourne versus Jack Armstrong. I've got no commentators. I think I assigned some when I was booking, but they didn't come through. That's fine. Whatever. We're going to get penalties this show. And then I'll go sign some commentators. That's annoying. Okay, so Matt Bourne defeats Jack Armstrong. 38 for Bourne, 34 for Jack Armstrong. Not a bad way to start the show off. We're going to be getting slightly lower ratings because everyone's lower popularity in the Great Lakes, which is where we're running this. Should have brought that up. We are running this in the Great Lakes to try and up the popularity there. So they're going to be slightly lower performances, but still not bad. Santanico should have a script. Good to know. Him and Bret Hart will cut great scripted promos on each other. Okay, second rating 35. I should have gone through that promo. I kind of skipped right past it. Santanico is calling out Bob Backlund. He's going to squash Bob Backlund. And he probably will because it's Bob Backlund. And I don't care that much about him compared to Santanico or most of my main eventers. Either way, Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart have great chemistry. They also got a tag team specialist bonus. That's amazing. The Anvil debuted. Great gimmick. And they'll move on to the semi-finals. They defeated Tully Blanchard and the Barbarian. Jim Neidhart was the weak link at 28. Actually, I just noticed we lower. Bret Hart, 49. He's still pretty popular here. The Barbarian are 42 and Tully Blanchard are 38. That's all pretty good in my book. Okay, I'll take that. Go to our next segment. 31. That's amazing. My gimmick's getting stale. That's fine. I can rework my gimmick. I've got to do a gimmick change anyway because I'm heel now. I probably should change from fan favorite. But yeah, Bobby Fulton is a old school face. Cool. And it's awful. That's amazing. But the Fantastics are together, and they lost when the Firefly pinned Tommy Rogers with a handful of tights. I was the weak link for 28, Arrow Flash at 38, Tommy Rogers at 37, and Bobby Fulton at 40. Woo! Very, very good, solid match, other than me. Then in our main event, Terry Funk got a 48 and Mike Sharp a 32. That is going to be a lot based on popularity, and I think quite a bit built on, knowing commentators. Okay, so with everything getting a penalty, we got a 35, which I think is 1 point above the contract we have to get. Okay, well, it's closer than I thought. I will get commentators to make sure it doesn't happen next show. Ooh, a bit dangerous. Who else should I quickly... Yeah, you guys can get some encouragement. Scene pleased. Ooh, and we lost 3.2k. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been worried about, is this show is going to cost me a lot of money for a while, I think. So, yeah, worker costs 1.1, just pretty, actually low, I think. But show costs are pretty high. Damn. That's annoying, but I think it's worthwhile in the long term. Because that goes up to a 2, and every other region increased. So I think overall, we're going to be making more money by doing these shows. Eventually. It will take some time, but I think this will eventually become worthwhile for us. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to have to watch the money. I think it should be fun. We have to get 15k in 2 years. And as daunting as that number is, realistically, I think that's very doable. And we should expect that we can pull that off. Not kind of the other way around. Mainly positive. We've won many friends in the region. which is good. Viewing figures. They're unhappy. Did it not? That's not. So we didn't reach the deal we set, but I actually don't know what. I thought it was 34. It's clearly higher than that. Damn, that's annoying. It's fine. We'll do better for next show. Oh no. I'll go make sure I book that show really well, because otherwise we will very easily fall below whatever that value we need to hit is. We got less than a 0.01 TV rating. Sounds about right. We did get nearly 2K viewers across the country, which is really good to see. Okay. Not an amazing show. We are struggling financially, to say the least. We have lost 7K this month, so we're not achieving this stay out of debt for a little while longer. But I do think this will be worthwhile in the long term. I'm getting nervous, but it'll be fine. We do now have both our semi-finals set in the tournament, with Rock and Roll Express taking on the Savages, and the Watchers taking on Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. Okay, I am going to go speed run up to Winter Trials, pray that we are still doing vaguely okay in the finances, and then I will be back to book the next show. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Winter Trials. This actually might be one of the best cards I think I've ever put together. With Aeroflash, the Firefly, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart in the opener, Matt Bourne, Terry Funk. It's just a random middle of the card match. Well, not random, but like middle of the card match. Jake Roberts and Manny Fernandez. And then Santanico vs Bob Backlund for the world title in the main event. Our last show at Winter Trials got a 53 where Jake Roberts defeated Terry Funk to retain the World Championship. And funnily enough, the year prior was when Terry Funk defeated Jake Roberts to win the World Championship. This year, the main event contains neither man. Actually, the main event contains no one who's been on the who's been at Winter Trials before, which I think is a little bit of fun. So let's jump straight into this show. Start. Woo! 51 rating to kick off the show is amazing. Bret Hart, 71. Sorry. 71. Jim Neidhart got a 29. I got a 34. Aeroflash a 46. I didn't even use an Inspire on this one. 71. That's insane. Bret Hart is amazing. This maybe should have been our main event with how good this was. I mean, just Bret Hart should just be in the main event at all times, probably. But the Firefly pins Bret Hart with the double frog splash after distraction coming from Santanico. And Santanico has cost Bret Hart the chance at the World Tag Team Championships. Jim Neidhart was even off his game and did pretty well. That's just fantastic. These two are both two commentators, Mike Carrick and Hugo Stanachov, because they were cheap and good. Okay, next one. 54. It improves for a Terry Funk 60 and a Matt Bourne 42. This is our storytelling match after Matt Bourne cheats to beat the face of the company. What's next for Terry Funk? This is also, sorry, I didn't make a very big deal about this. This is the #1 contenders match for a world title shot at March of Champions, which will be kicking off the next video. We move on to our next segment. 37, a bit lower, but that's fine. Jake Roberts got a 46. Manny Fernandez a 32. And Manny Fernandez defeats Jake Roberts with the flying burrito. Jake cannot be happy about that loss. And that's going to play into his own little story. He's going to go going for a short while. And then our main event got a 55, 350 plus rated matches on the card. Is just insane. But in a technical masterclass, Santanico defeats Bob Backlund by submission after hitting him with the title belt. Santanico for 54, Bob Backlund a 41. Bret Hart was 17 points higher than our main event winner. That's insane. Okay. Santanico's beaten Bob Backlund. Yeah, Bob Backlund. And Scorpio comes out to celebrate with him, which got put into the next promo. But then Matt Bourne comes down to the ring to stare down his opponent next month. But as Santanico and Scorpio look to surround the new number one contender, Bret Hart pulls Santanico out of the ring, starts brawling with him. And then Terry Funk comes in and attacks Matt Bourne as all four of them brawl around the ring. Maybe March of Champions won't just be made of Santanico and Matt Bourne. It's also going to include the Funker and Bret the Hitman Hart. As the show was a 53 rated show, still not our best show, but I think probably third or second, if memory serves me right. That's an amazing show. Hopefully the finances will reflect that as well. Bret Hart. What on earth was that? And then I don't know. I can't praise. I took Mike Schaff for the booking team because I've got bad chemistry with him, so he's a bit annoyed at me right now. But that's fine. Who else should I praise? I mean, Terry Funk also lost, so let's give them both some praise. They didn't get anything from that. That's fine. We lost still 1,700 because of the show costs. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, we're going further and further into debt. But, okay, well, that, I think, makes up for it, doesn't it? We have risen in every single region. Okay, yeah, I think that more than makes up for that show, for, like, yeah, the financial report, because, damn, that's good, like, that dramatically increases all our popularity immediately anyway. All our money, all our income, so much just off the rip. So that's very good to see. I wonder what our post-show, like, what our sponsorship income is going to be looking like, because that's pretty good, I think. That should have increased it by, what was it, 10 points popularity? Let's wait when, yeah, these screens are getting longer and longer. We'll start editing them out soon, because they take forever. Rip Oliver, one of our old guys, is feuding with Chris Adams, one of our current guys. That's fun. Feedback's been awesome, and we are still outshining other local rivals. 2,466 viewers watched it, and we won the most recent battle. Which means, I think, end of next episode, if we win the next two battles, we can claim our next, what's it called? Our next achievement. Always a good thing to be able to keep ticking those off as we work through them. We have Elevation in 13 days' time. Last month, we lost a crap ton of money. This month, we're losing a crap ton of money. Not a good thing. That does worry me. But, actually, merchandise, actually up to 30%. We're getting through that merchandise pretty fast. Next level, yeah, $3 per popularity per region in mail orders. And $1 per fan at live events. Pretty good. Right, yeah, that will actually pretty dramatically upgrade it. Go to finances. Financial estimates, we should be making 2.5k. Last month we made 2.1. No, 2.2. Okay, didn't go up by a crazy amount, but every bit of money will help right now. So quickly, before I leave you, we will have Elevation coming up as our last show of the night as we build towards our next big pay-per-view in March of Champions. See you in just one clip. It is the second ever Elevation show and effectively our go-home show to March of Contenders. We are going to open up with a contract signing for that main event of March of Contenders. We will also then work out who the second team into the tag team finals will be, including potentially setting up a few other matches that might end up being on the card. So let's take a crack and see if we can get above. I think it's a 36 I checked is what we have to beat to not get penalized, not controlled by the company who's doing our streaming. And that is a great way to start it off. 60 rated segment. Santanico and Matt Bourne sit down to sign a contract for their match next month, but it gets interrupted by Terry Funk and Bret Hart, who attack them and throw them simultaneously through the table. Bret Hart and Terry Funk stand tall as we go in to the main event next month. It will be a fatal four-way between these four men, and who's going to walk out with the world title. Then have a 44 rated match, which is not too bad. For like not clicking, 44 is pretty good between these two guys. Barbarian defeats Manny Fernandez because of Jake Roberts' interference. Barbarian got a 45. Manny isn't very great, but we're kind of using the put over the Barbarian here, and then Jake Roberts can have that match against pay-per-view with him. Should be a lot of fun. We have the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Savages. And Ricky Morton pins Haku with a double drop kick. As the Rock and Roll Express will take on the Watchers in the finals to crown the first ever tag team world champions at Firefly Wrestling. Ricky Morton a 41, Robert Gibson a 39. Overall, slightly better team than Samu and Haku, got a 43 and 31 respectively. These two teams probably fight again, just two very, very solid teams. And then, it shouldn't have been to work the crowd. I shouldn't have put that on there. That is fine, though. Terry Funk, 68. The Firefly, 32. Oh, damn. I just realized this is in the Great Lakes. I've got scheduled this in the Great Lakes, scheduled in the wrong place. That's annoying. Whatever. It's probably why all the ratings are higher than I expected they would be. Either way, that is Terry Funk defeating the Firefly. And it's going to be a very, very pissed off Terry Funk. But he has got his fatal four-way match. And also setting an example going into their match next month. Bret Hart defeats the Scorpio with the sharp shooter. 59 for Bret Hart, 26 for Scorpio isn't great. But that closes out our show. 52. Yeah, just across the board, all light greens. Very, very solid. As we address the locker room, I think it's just because they got beat up inside the show. Probably it's Matt Bourne and where is Santanico? Give them some encouragement. Don't expect them to be super hyped about it or whatever. Financial report, minus 1.8k, so I think less than last show. We're making this amount in ticket sales, so I'm not too stressed. We actually have already reached popularity cap in the Southwest, but every other region has increased a little bit, and Great Lakes is up to 3. So as if we ran the show there anyway. That is all good and fine. See how long this takes. But, yeah, so going into next episode, because I do want to try and end these episodes a bit more cliffhangers, we have Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Manny Fernandez. We have the tag team finals. I was actually pretty fast. Give me a second. Feedback's awesome. Great. 391 fans. That's amazing to see. We will have the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Watchers to crown the first ever tag team world champions. We will have the fatal four-way between probably the 4 top guys in the company right now. Maybe Jake Snake Roberts and Matt Bourne can fight over that last spot. And then I think we're going to be booking a 4-team fatal four-way to crown the number 1 contenders to whoever wins the tag team tournament. We are pretty much in debt the amount of money we lost last month. It's funny. Also, we're 3rd in the world. We have randomly, out of nowhere, jumped to being the 3rd biggest company in the world. Which is kind of funny, because we're the biggest company in America now. Okay. Last time I checked, we weren't the biggest in America, but because we have got Canada and Mexico as well, I can click buttons. In Canada, we are in 10th. Actually, WWF is bigger in Canada than we are. Interesting. Why is that? I assume just the tri-state's probably closer, isn't it? I don't know American geography. And then Mexico, we are in 6th, with WWF is in 12th, which I think is what's done it. Still, the biggest company in the world is CMLL, who are massive. Don't have anything in Canada, but in America, they actually don't have too much. There's still 8 in the Mid-South, though, 8 in the Southwest. Very, very big, but 600k in debt. Oh, they're going to close, aren't they? There's no world they survive 600k in debt. I'm stressing about being like 10k in debt. Because I've gotten 10k in debt very, very fast. Viewing figures, 2.5 watches again, which is great. We've got March contenders in 13 days. Let's see. We've lost 5.6k this month. Oh, we are in a lot of trouble. Our work costs are way higher than they were. Our show costs are way higher than they were. Everything else is pretty much about the same. Merchandise hopefully should be done pretty soon. I've still got a while on that. But that should hopefully help fix. I mean, if we're going to be in debt, why not? Let's roll with it and see what we can do. We're going to be in debt anyway. We'll have this done in a month and a half, so midway through next episode. We still need to be 15k in the green by 2 years' time. I think it's doable. I think we're still fine. My nerve levels are slowly rising. But I think we are all good and dandy. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTuber crap they've got to say. Firefly out.